Most people mistake your overthinking for insecurity. But what if the thing you call overthinking is actually a hidden marker of rare intelligence? What if the habits you blame yourself for are the exact signs that you're operating on a higher level than most people ever notice? If even one part of this hits you, keep listening, because it might explain why you feel different from everyone around you. Let's uncover the real psychology behind people who overthink, yet still operate at a high value level. You don't replay conversations because you're anxious. You replay them because your brain is wired for social precision. You catch tone, timing, wording, things most people don't even register. Psychologists say this kind of detailed social memory is linked to elite communicators and high interpersonal intelligence. And that ability to refine every interaction is a subtle sign of unusually sharp social awareness. You don't spiral into the worst-case scenario to stress yourself out. You do it because your mind automatically runs simulations, planning 3 steps ahead. It's the same pattern seen in people who are natural strategists, people who think in layers instead of lines. Research shows that anticipatory thinking is highest in problem solvers and leaders. Seeing danger before it happens isn't paranoia, it's advanced foresight. You apologize more than you should, but not because you're weak. It's because your empathy centers fire faster and louder than most people's. You're hyper-aware of how your actions ripple into someone else's emotions. Studies on high-trust leadership show that people with increased empathy often overcorrect to avoid hurting others. Caring too much might feel like a flaw, but it's actually a sign of emotional depth and strength. You rewrite the same text 5 times. You read it again before sending it. Then again after it's already sent. People think that's insecurity, but it usually means your brain hates being misinterpreted. Psychologists say that verbal precision is a trait of influential persuaders, people who understand the weight of their words. Your need to communicate clearly is a quiet form of intelligence. When something matters, you overprepare. You run through details, revise plans, and check every angle. To others, it looks obsessive, but to your mind, it's normal. This tendency shows up in top performers and high-functioning individuals who refuse to operate at a mediocre level. Research consistently links thorough preparation with higher achievement. Being too ready isn't a flaw, it's a power. You notice tiny shifts in someone's expression. A half-second pause. A slightly forced smile. A word they didn't say. Most people never catch these things. Micro-empaths do. Psychologists say this sensitivity allows you to read hidden emotions with surgical accuracy. Seeing what others miss is a sign of rare perceptiveness. You don't make decisions quickly because your mind prefers to simulate every possible outcome. You weigh consequences, predict reactions, and imagine alternate paths. That's not overthinking, that's high-level scenario modeling. Researchers studying cognitive strategy call this multi-track processing, and it's common in tactical thinkers. Your brain doesn't stall, it strategizes. You care deeply about how you affect people, not out of fear, but out of principle. You think before you speak, you consider the emotional cost, and you choose kindness even when you don't feel like it. Psychologists say people with strong emotional responsibility build long-lasting trust and loyalty. Your sensitivity isn't weakness, it's emotional maturity. Before a big event, your nerves spike, you pace, you over-prepare, your stomach tightens. But here's what matters. You still show up, and showing up despite fear is one of the strongest forms of psychological dominance. Research in behavioral resilience shows that people who act through anxiety often outperform those who feel nothing at all. The panic doesn't make you fragile, it makes you courageous. You might notice a pattern. Nothing about these habits is actually low value. Every one of them points to deeper awareness, stronger empathy, sharper strategy, or greater emotional intelligence. So if you overthink everything, don't think you're broken. Don't think you're dramatic. And don't think you're weak. You might just be more observant, more strategic, and more emotionally advanced than most people online. That's real intelligence. If you love decoding why people think and behave the way they do, hit subscribe right now. Because on this channel we don't just scroll through lives, we decode minds.